Hello everybody and welcome back to Beyond Your Screen. Now before we get into the video, if you're hearing a little bit of background noise, we have our AC unit going and a couple fans in here because it is currently
96 degrees out.
It's a little too close to 100 degrees outside. Now it's not 100 degrees in here because this is a very well insulated studio, but he normally likes them off while we're filming, but it's too darn hot. So we've got fans on us. And we wanted to just say thank you to a good chunk of you guys out there because as of a couple days ago, we were sitting at 78 subscribers and practically overnight we jumped to 86. So we want to say thank you to you new guys. Welcome. We love having you. We hope you enjoy the content and let's just jump right into it.
So, with all that being said, let's get into the subject of today's video. Throughout the history of Hollywood, there have been many great films, such as The Shawshank Redemption, Laughter on the 23rd Floor, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
And there also have been great romance movies such as When Harry Met Sally, The Notebook, and Return to Me.
And then there's Titanic, known to be one of the better romances of the recent period of time.
Now, we are going to shed a new light on the film. If you look back on one of our videos back in February, cinema's worst couples, then you're going to know I'm not a fan of Titanic at all. In fact,
nothing. We're just going to start the video before she starts her rant. But with all that being said, we're just going to jump straight into it.
Discuss the true villain of Titanic. There are a lot of things we need to discuss here, and I'm going to do my best to not lose my temper because I really, really, really don't like this person. So, Blogsy, before I get going.
Before we get going, we're just going to give you some facts. With 11 awards, Titanic tied with Ben-Hur, made in 1959, for the most Academy Awards in Oscar history. It also became the first film to win Best Picture without a screenwriting nomination since The Sound of Music in 1965.
Now that's a good movie. This movie was, revolutionary. It had new technology, CGI like never before. If you have actually seen the behind the scenes with the Titanic and it actually going up and everyone falling, it is absolutely insane. The sets were set up with unbelievable accuracy. The costumes were amazing, but it had one flaw, and that's basically the entire plot. And one particular part of the entire plot, and it is Rose. Just remove her from the entire story.
Anyway, it's probably one of the more referenced or quoted and parodied movies, but when you actually take a step back from all the things going on in the film and you look at it with the big picture, the plot does leave quite a bit to be desired.
Now, most people have watched the movie and you come out and you're like, well, Cal is the obvious villain here. I mean, who the heck? I mean, obviously, he is a bit of a control freak. What's mine is mine. You can't touch it. He has severe anger issues.
He's a bit of a ponce as
well.
He
is, yeah. And he just cannot live without being rich, which is just a whole nother issue. But wouldn't you be mad if your fiance ran off with some third-class stinky passenger? And I think I'd be mad. I mean, he's homeless, essentially.
The older you get and the more you watch the movie, the more that you realize that all three main characters aren't good people really at all.
Not one bit.
Jack continuously pursues a woman that he knows is engaged. Rose didn't realize that there's a proper way to break off an engagement. And Cal has a lot of anger issues. He's a severe schmuck. Even at the end where she say, a lot of people are, like, half the people are going to die on this ship. And he goes, not the better half.
You can tell he definitely has a if I can't have her, no one can personality.
Yeah, in relation to Rose.
Now, we're not going to be talking about the actual people, the survivors of the Titanic, the sinking itself. All of these things is an actual huge tragedy, and we're not trying to make any light of that. We lost quite a good chunk of good people, maybe some bad people, in the sinking, and it is not at all something we want to make light of.
No, not at all.
We are just focusing on pretty much the three main characters of the movie and the plot and everything that happened. So do not think we are trying to make a joke or anything. If we make jokes, it's probably just at these three, particularly Rose, who's a bad person.
Probably. So, anyway, moving on, talking about some of Rose's shortcomings. So when calling to Brock Lovett on the excavation ship, she asks if they have actually found the necklace yet, and she knew for a fact that they had not.
It's sitting in her jewelry box, right at that very moment that she's on the phone with him, and she's like, have you guys found it yet? And you're like, clearly not, lady. Clearly not. It's sitting under your thing while your granddaughter is working at Pizza Hut. You horrible person.
Rose blows smoke in her mother's face after her mother states that she does not like Rose smoking.
So this is when she's already started telling the story. Old Rose, the worst thing she does is, again, just say, have you found the necklace? And that's the worst thing she does in the beginning. Now, we do establish first thing that it is well known that Rose is a brat. She's a rich, poncy, I want it my way kind of a brat. You can clearly see she's been spoiled. So when she blows smoke in her mother's face, you can kind of see that Cal just takes it and puts it out.
Yeah.
Or he takes it and puts it out, doesn't give her another one. But it's a very, very rude thing to do something someone specifically says they don't like.
Yeah. And then she waits until Jack is handcuffed and arrested before she actually says anything to intervene and try to assist him or save him.
Now this is when she's trying to, jump off the back of the ship because she so desperately wants to be poor. And instead of, embracing the fact that they are poor, she decides that she can't survive 3 more days on the ship and then she can disappear into the crowd when they get to America. She's not going to do any of that. She's just going to end her life.
She just doesn't do anything decently.
So he saves her, and then he's standing there in cuffs while she's got a blanket and a drink, and she's all fine. She doesn't go, whoa, 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 before, when the cuffs first come out. She's like, hey, I'm going to arrest this guy. And she's like, no, he's fine, he saved me. Which is just, who waits until the handcuffs are out and on the person? That seems like a horrible, very self-centered thing to do.
Yeah.
And then when her mother asks if she would rather be a seamstress, instead of being rich or in first class, she doesn't say anything. So all of these, I want to be poor feelings and all of this stuff didn't actually mean anything. She's not standing on any convictions until the last 10 minutes of the movie.
No. Everything is handled poorly from top to bottom whenever you watch the movie. Because when you think about it, also, she and Jack have relations in a car that doesn't even belong to them.
Yeah, that's
which
gross.
Is kind of a disgusting. Which would, if they didn't know that they were gonna wreck, and that thing was gonna end up at the bottom of the ocean, so that would have been a disgusting revelation for the man who gets the car back whenever
Probably
they actually get to America.
And speaking of that scene, there are 2, I think, orderlies who go down looking for them.
Yeah.
And that's right when the boat,
ship's about to start sinking.
Right when it hits the iceberg. So water starts flooding into the underside. And those 2 orderlies are hit by the first waves of water to come into the boat. And you cannot imagine the ice cold. First of all, they weren't expecting it. So there wasn't any preparation, there wasn't any holding their breath, there wasn't anything. But even if there was, that temperature is so unbelievably ice cold. We've been to a Titanic museum where they've actually chilled the water.
The water at the exact temperature it was that night, and you can stick your hand in. Most people only last something I think...
no more than 10 seconds, really.
Just for spite, I did it longer than Rip, for however long he did it.
Could you feel your fingies?
No, you can't feel your fingers. That's the thing, is a lot of people...
They actually, when you're doing the thing in there, they actually have an employee who tries to monitor it, and if you keep your hand in there for too long, because you're going to, try to tough it out, they will actually come and remove you, because it's a health hazard.
Yeah.
So those 2 orderlies are gone.
They said that jumping off the side of Titanic in an effort to survive was jumping down, and when you hit the water, it felt like your whole body was being stabbed by knives. I heard one of the survivors say that.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of the guys who actually died, not a lot of it was drowning or the giant, what's it called, the smokestack falling on them. A lot of it was freezing to death.
Yeah.
Just floating there, dead and blue.
So these two orderlies are only down there because they're chasing Jack and Rose, and Jack is only down there because Rose is leading him around all over the place.
Wants to fool around, so they get two people killed.
Yes.
Because they're fooling around in a car that doesn't belong to them, which is disgusting.
He encourages her bad manners. She is running all over the place, disgracing both her mother and her family name, and Cal and his family name. Listen, I understand that when you become an adult, there's a certain way you want to live your life, and you should have the free will to live that however you want. But you need to realize that your actions impact others, and she doesn't give a hoot.
No, she doesn't. Throughout the whole movie, it's like, first of all, she asks that guy, Brock Lovett, if he's found the necklace, knowing that he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
After he was on, wasn't he on national television?
He
opening
was.
A safe where there was nothing in it. In fact, the guy even says that Geraldo Rivera's
career
never recovered from that. Never recovered.
And by the way, let's just talk about the traumatic aspects of the fact that let's go to the end of the film, where she's passing away, you could say that she started her life at Titanic, because the life she truly wanted to live. A lot of people say she started and ended at Titanic. Obviously she was 19, I believe. I
don't know her age.
I believe she was about 19. Anywhere from 18 to about 21-ish, I believe the character Rose was, not Kate Winslet. And you could say she started when she really chose to do all these things, and be who she wanted to be at Titanic. This is when she devoted her life to it, and then she ended at Titanic, which is a big full circle thing, and I like completion, so I'll take some hate off for that one. That was good writing. But, you just watch, and I completely forgot what I was about to say, but...
Are you talking about the end of the film where she dies and goes to the afterlife?
Yes, there we go. Thank you so much.
And spends it, the tramp in the sense that he's homeless, spends the afterlife with a tramp in the sense that she...
Shh, kid show. And, she spends that, but she gets married.
Not a kid's show. Do you mean child-friendly show?
Child-friendly show. Christian, child-friendly family show. So, watch that.
But she's a tramp in that regard.
She's a not nice person.
And he's a tramp in regards to being a homeless bum. And they spend eternity together in what I can only assume they're insinuating is heaven, which is where you go when you live a life full of deception, where you have $1 million diamond. Don't tell anyone. Let your daughter work at Pizza Hut or wherever she is for all of her life. Fool around on the guy that you're supposed to marry. Be rude to your parents. That's pretty much where you go. Heaven. When you're a tramp.
Stop saying that. I'm going to have to bleep you.
You're not gonna have to bleep me. I'll be fine.
I'm thinking about it.
It's not like I'm Steve Martin from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Now, let's talk about this ending. Now, Dad and I did some math. 1912, Titanic sinks.
Right.
Meaning that she's about, let's say she's 19 years old. She gets married, she finds a guy, she gets married by the time she's 22. This man...
Right, okay, instead of the old 3 days.
Instead of the old 3 days, she waits a little while and goes a couple years. So, Dad and I, this man that she marries, Great Depression strikes. They have to go through World War II. He has to fight and,
Actually,
work a
didn't
job.
World War III go through, 19-something to, 1917 or whatever? So don't they have to go through World War I and World War II together, don't they?
Yeah, let me get to it. So, they get married, and obviously the Roaring Twenties happened. Then we've got World War I. We've got World War I. Then we've got the Great Depression. Now, her husband probably would have fought in World War I, been an actual soldier, gone and fought over in Europe and all of these things. And
Depending on his age, he might be able to fight in World War II, wouldn't he?
And then he probably would have come in as a superior. But then we've got the Great Depression afterwards.
Yeah. So he fought in both. So he'd have been.
You're getting ahead of me.
I know, but I'm saying he'd be in both World Wars, and Prohibition, and the stock market crash,
and like the Great Depression, and all these horrible things. While she's sitting on a diamond worth $1 billion.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever it was. The
Plus, it'll only appreciate in value.
Yeah, because it's it's a blue diamond. And it's super duper rare, and it's like probably one of the rarest diamonds on Earth. And because she says specifically that it's not.
What's it called? The heart
sapphire.
of the sea or whatever?
It's called the heart of the sea. And it's not a sapphire, it's an actual diamond. And I don't know the difference because I'm not a rock person. But she's sitting on this thing, all while her husband probably, at some point, like our great-grandfather, had to go work in a coal mine during World War II because he was too old to fight, and he gets the black lung. And he does this. Then her daughter has to go work some menial job back in the 40s and the 50s, so she has to go be a typist or a secretary or anything that she has to do in order to work because they're middle-class people.
Yeah, they have to scrape by and make a living just working menial jobs.
And
meanwhile, Rose is sitting on that sucker.
And you're like, oh my goodness, I get it. You didn't want to be worth
millions upon millions. Wasn't that like an engagement gift though?
It was.
So didn't it not even belong to her then? Because it's an engagement gift.
It is.
And she cheated on him.
He never actually technically verbally requested it back due to a broken engagement. So in a court of law when fighting the insurance, she could argue that she is the rightful owner.
Yeah, but we're talking actual morals here, which she doesn't seem to have.
She needs to give that back.
That's not hers. It's an engagement gift that she was given by someone that she cheated on in the back of a car with a tramp.
Let's forget all of the Let's forget all of the debauchery and stuff. She still never married the man.
If you forget all the debauchery, that's 95% of her movie activity done.
Pretty much.
One rude blow of smoke in somebody else's face and I don't know, attempted suicide.
But if you just watch it, she's low class.
She is low class.
I mean, listen, spitting in Cal Hockley's face, I personally believe you should be shot when you do that.
Yeah, no, you should be shot for that one.
Now, he did grab her and rough her up, and I can see when you're a woman and a big old man grabs you, there are limited things you can do to defend yourself. But you brought this upon yourself, woman. So I get the whole why she felt the need to do that, but I'm also going to shoot you if you do that to me. So that is justified. I see both ends of the argument here. But the flipping the guy off when they're going down the lift was not necessary. It was low class. You're on the first class deck and you're hawking loogies off the bridge while people are watching you, and there's no guarantee it goes out into the ocean. You could be hitting some third class passengers walking on the deck below you because of wind. So there are many, many different things that happened, and they kind of want to portray her as this modern, gorgeous woman who's just trying to be free and do her own thing, and it doesn't come off that way to me. It comes off as a spoiled brat trying to live her life in a way that just ruins everybody else's.
No, totally.
Because her mom doesn't want to be poor.
She gets her way throughout the whole thing, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, her mom doesn't want to be poor at all. She has specifically made that clear. She doesn't want to be poor. Rose doesn't want to be poor. Rose does not attempt to compromise at all.
No, and not just be higher class, but not be rich, ritzy people.
Yeah, she doesn't say, well, Mom, let's just be upper middle class. We can sell some stuff.
I think the thing is if she sold that diamond and stuck it in some sort of, stuck the money in an annuity or a trust or whatever, and she live off the interest or whatever, and she and her husband could have lived
once the boat
at least a pretty good lifestyle.
Once the boat is gone and they're rescued, she leaves her mother high and dry.
Yeah, no. Do we even find out what happens to her?
I don't think they talk about it in the end because they do mention how Cal Hockley shoots himself during the market drop.
But he has descendants that they talk about, don't they?
I believe so, but they do also talk about Cal Hockley's father, which is, I think, Nathan or Nathaniel.
I thought Nathan Hockley was the descendant.
He's his father, because his father was still alive when Titanic went down. So when Titanic went down, he did the whole insurance claim. That's his father, not his son, who did it. Because technically, it wasn't Cal who bought the necklace, it was his dad.
Oh, but...
Bought it for Rose. Bought it for Cal to give to Rose. So she leaves her mother high and dry, no finances, no husband, no job, no anything. This woman is going to America banking on the fact that her daughter's going to marry a rich man. Her daughter doesn't. Her daughter abandons her and basically leaves her to die in the cold because all of her earthly possessions that she had that weren't on her back sunk with Titanic.
Yeah. No.
She has no means of getting to the United Kingdom if she had left anything there. Now, they're American, so there would really be no need to go back. That's not their home. They were coming back home to America. Yeah. They're Americans.
Was it a one-way trip then?
It wasn't supposed to be.
No, I'm saying like one-way tickets and then two-way tickets on the Titanic.
For who?
What if you got a refund if you bought a two-way ticket on the Titanic?
Probably. I think you got a refund in general. I think White Star was paying out the yin-yang.
It depends if you survived, probably. But if you were first class, you probably got on a lifeboat, so...
Yeah.
Get your refund.
So, her mom is left high and dry. Cal Hockley
I heard tickets on that thing, if you were in first class, was like the equivalent nowadays of like paying $100,000 for a ticket.
Pretty much. I think it's ridiculous.
If you look it up.
You can look that up, but she leaves her mother high and dry. She leads on this third-class passenger who she claims she wants to have a life with. And let's say she does. Let's say she's going to be true to Jack for the end of forever and all of these good, fun things that you do when, you have a relationship right. Is it?
A first-class ticket on the Titanic, which costs about £30 or £870, which is ridiculous for 1912, would have been roughly equivalent to $4,000, we're just going to round up everything, $4,600 or $133,000.
Wow. That is I'm sure people probably pay that.
So somewhere close to $5,000 or $125,000.
Get that refund.
Close around there. I cannot imagine.
I'm surprised that didn't bankrupt White Star. Honestly, the amount of people, probably because a lot of third-class passengers didn't survive.
Well, some people theorize that that specific breed of ship was cursed because the sister ships also went down.
Britannica and the Lusitania.
There's actually a woman who is on all three and survived.
Yes, I believe she was on a nurse on the.
She was a nurse
Britannica.
on the. I thought, okay, so Titanic and Olympic were cruise ships.
Yes.
And the Britannia
was also a cruise ship, but it was
medical ship.
It was converted for the war.
I thought it was just a medical ship.
It was a medical ship converted. It was converted.
But I think they said that one sunk because it was carrying armaments, which you're not allowed to do. Because you're not allowed to sink a medical ship.
A different video.
You're right.
Because that's not what this is about. Like we were trying to say, there's so many interesting things about the Titanic and the history of White Star. It is easy to get carried away.
Clearly.
But we're about 22 minutes in, 25 minutes in, and we need to continue this because Rose was very selfish, very bratty, did not think about anything around her because she didn't realize the humiliation she was going to cause basically everyone associated with her because she ran off with a third-class homeless man.
Well, she doesn't think about the implications to anyone physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially.
She just goes, me, this is what I want. I mean, she couldn't even try to share the raft with Jack.
And the thing is we're not saying that, Cal isn't a complete schmuck. And we're not saying that he's not irredeemable. And we're not saying that about her mother either, but we're just saying the main focus, because we're saying, like, her mother obviously was selfish, and Cal was
Yes.
selfish, and
Jack was too, and so
Jack
was Rose.
but what we're basically saying here is that the most selfish, just debauchery, just throw away my family's future for a sort of fling, the whole villain in the piece is Rose.
Yes.
At the end of the day, which, by the way, 3 days, she
Less
doesn't
than.
even know what it's like to be poor. Like, it would be one thing if she, like...
All she saw was the good side of a community coming together, which is basically the party they had and all the fun they were having.
Yeah.
She never actually saw you're in New England in January and it's negative 30 degrees outside.
in the snow, and you're fishing through a garbage can for your next meal. I mean, it would be one thing if she wore tattered clothes and slept on the deck.
Yeah, which
with
far
Jack.
and away is actually more accurate, because they actually do, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman actually do end up being flat on their back, destitute.
Yeah.
In that movie.
But it's like, she doesn't even think about what it would actually be like to be a homeless person. She just likes
the idea.
The dancing in steerage and the running around and
what she really wants is first class money with a third class lifestyle. Meaning
she wants to be able to go out and do all this debauchery and teach me how to spit, and
she wants to pretend that she's a middle class person while having the first class money in the bank.
Yeah, being able to go home to that.
She's like, I'm going to go home to my house in Beverly Hills. I'll be back out here tomorrow we can play kickball in the street. That's what she's basically doing.
She wants to live an Andy Griffith sort of lifestyle, like Mayberry, but she wants to go home to a big, ritzy, glamorous mansion up on the hill and eat her steak and lobster.
She never, ever lived the poor life.
No, and what is she supposed to do whenever she actually does run off with Jack? And she's 4 days into the
never mind.
to the tramp hobo lifestyle, and she's like, oh well, crap, I didn't really think this through, did I?
I haven't had a manicure today.
I know. She's got jaggedy nails and
she hasn't brushed her teeth in a week, and
crooked unbrushed teeth, and she has to eat half a hot dog that somebody threw away in a trash bin. And she has to share it with Jack. And she has to share it with Jack because Jack's gotta eat.
Yeah. So, well, not in her mind, probably.
No.
Like, she'd go running home so unbelievably quickly.
She'd probably get on the hot dog by herself.
Yeah, like that Chevy Chase movie where she eats all the apples and bananas.
Yeah, he goes, I stepped on the core.
What is the name of that movie, so they know?
Funny Farm.
Funny Farm, where the wife eats all the food.
But yeah, Jack, if they did end up rich again, Jack would have to sleep on the floor. You know why? No room on the headboard.
No room. Now, we say this in jest because when she actually did go into the poor life by herself, you can actually see that she did stick to it. But, once again, she had the necklace to fall back on.
Yeah, but she's also doing a lot of this based on things that she didn't know. Like, whenever I said that she was fooling around down in the car. She doesn't know that boat's going to sink. So she's just done really filthy actions in a car that doesn't belong to her.
Mm-hmm. So she never actually went out into the middle class or poorer world, or however destitute she actually did get, without a backup. She always, the boat, she had her mom to fall back on.
She had a fallback plan all the time.
All the time. She always had the necklace. She never actually lived truly poor. I mean, you could chip off, like, the necklace had diamonds throughout the entire thing, so you could have just broken it off and sold that during the Great Depression and eat for the whole year.
Yeah. Or just done the sensible moral thing at the end of the movie and, being 85 or whatever.
She was 102.
102? It doesn't matter. She's just... Or give it to the guy that's actively trying to find it.
The word is sell.
I'm saying she chucked it in the ocean, didn't she?
She did.
But she could at least... I'm saying if you're not going to sell it, at least give it to the guy who's actively looking for it.
So he can live that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to bring this episode to a close because we could talk and go on all day all night. Just, Rose is not a good person. Neither is Jack and Cal. They're all just really, really bad people in 3 very different ways. And as you can see, we went off on a bit of a tangent about the White Star Line and all these things. So Titanic itself is super fascinating, and we may, if you guys want, come back and talk about that. But we're not really a history channel, so
no, not particularly.
we're gonna bring this episode to a close before we get too deep into a rant.
That's right. But, wrapping it up as we always do, I would just like to say don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all of your friends so that they can see the kind of cool things that you watch on YouTube.
And leave us a comment or 2 down below because we love hearing from you guys. And again, welcome to you newcomers. And if you guys want, we've got movie suggestions we need from you guys, all these things. We love to hear your opinion, what you guys want to see. So drop a comment and we'll respond.
We also have our social medias linked down in the description below where you can go there, give us a follow, share, drop your ideas there as well if you want to comment on some of our posts. We also have merch in our Amazon in our bio as well, linked over to Amazon. So if you could, please go check that out.
And I think we'll see you guys next week on
Beyond Your Screen.